They gotta find a way to restructure his contract. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but what I would do, I guess, if you have a good relationship with him, you can say, "Look, Jimmy, when we negotiated this contract with you, you were affordable for 2021. You were actually going to be more affordable in 2021 than 2020 because the cap was going to go up, and you'd take up like 11.9% of the cap. We were cool with that. But now it's going down. It's going to be 15%. It's possible we're going to lose Trent Williams. You couldn't stay healthy with him on the field this year. It's in your interest. It's in everyone's interest for you to take a little bit less money this year and for us to give it to you down the line. The only problem is the Niners keep holding on to this out clause basically in his contract. And how do you give him money at the end of a contract that you could void at any time? I mean, if I were Jimmy, I'm like, well, that doesn't do anything for me. Like, you're just taking $10 million away from me, and I'm not guaranteed to ever see that again. So, is there a way to renegotiate this deal, or do you just cut him and re-sign him?
No, I say renegotiate. I think we're going to see a record this offseason of the most amount of contracts renegotiated. So if it becomes almost trendy, it's kind of like, well, everybody else is doing this with their starting quarterback out of recognition that this is a crazy salary cap year and teams kind of have to. I think that can make it a little easier to swallow for Jimmy and his agent.
It seemed to me like in that end of season press conference for Garoppolo, it seemed almost like that conversation's already been started with him. It didn't. I think part of why it seemed like he was a little standoffish, didn't really want to answer the questions because it was almost like he's already been asked to take a pay cut, and that negotiation process is ongoing.
Yeah. Like did you read it as he's already been asked and he said no, or he's already been asked and they haven't worked it out yet?
That he doesn't want it, that he's basically saying no, it's going to be a little bit of a battle.
I feel like if I were his agent, you'd say, okay, fine. Like, what's in it for us? The only thing that would be in it for us is long-term security. So you would have to make it much more difficult to cut my client the next 2 years. How are you going to do that?
Yeah. I think the only way that they can do it is by taking his salary and adding, taking his salary and converting it into signing bonus and adding a couple of years to it. And I think that's kind of where I brought that up a couple of different times with tweets, but is that something the 49ers are really going to want to do? Because if by doing that, they're extending him and they're kind of going to be stuck with him for another 2 years, maybe 3.
Right. You take 10 to 15 million this year, convert it to signing bonus, give him a smaller salary, but then that creates dead cap in the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So it makes him cheaper now, and it gives him long-term security. That's what he would require. And I don't think the Niners want to do it. I don't think Kyle wants to do that. But you have to do one or the other, Kyle. It's either get rid of Jimmy or restructure the deal. You cannot have him playing for 15% of your cap next year unless you really don't care and you're just like cool with not winning the Super Bowl or something. Do we agree on that?
Yeah. They need Trent Williams back.
One or the other, Kyle. I'd like to see what he decides, or if he just rides a fence like he always does.